Hello, how are you today? This is Jilly Bling, and today's project is a little bit different than usual. It will be using and featuring Gathered Wheat Bundle, and then also for the background Stacked Stone. But usually when I have a project, I'm preparing it for a class, and I just like to share it as a tutorial before class, or I'm doing something special with it. This project I was going to make as my thank you card for the month for anyone who placed an order of 50 or more. But after I started making it, I thought, that's a whole lot of work. I don't mind a lot of work, but this was just too much. And I thought, well, let me finish it up. And then I made another sample, and I was having so much fun last night. I thought, you know what? There's value in me sharing this with you because I'm hoping it will inspire you and get you playing with different products in your stamp room. So here's today's project. What do you think? This one, aren't you just impressed with the little sparkle back behind here? So we'll do that today. And then this one, which is a little bit more simple, but I think that if the sparkle was on the background here, it would just be a little bit too rich, too much. And these, most of it started out just by playing with the dies, trying to figure out, okay, what are these dies and what do they do? And I love this stamp set, and I love the font, and I just wanted to do a little something else with it. So this is today, and it's usually I've got a plan, I know what I'm doing. Today it's kind of just playing in the stamp room. So let's do this one first. So I first started out thinking I'm just going to do it, but then as I said, I started feeling and finding there's value in showing you all this stuff. So these are almost all the way done. So these are dies. Funny story. These dies right here, I thought that they cut out, as you could see, this little piece of wheat right here is cut out. I thought they cut it out and you just laid over the top. When I went to cut them out, that was a fiasco. And I thought, I'm missing something. So, okay, I don't know what's going on. So I just set them off to the side. Then, when I did these for, like this piece right here, it's like, that's what this is for. It goes back behind it. And you could do it in whatever colors you want to focus on. Then I was like, what are these banana looking things? Those are the leaves. Yeah, these right here. Or I think that's what they are. Or on this project, that's what they are. So there's those pieces. Then I thought, oh, for this one, let me make a mask, and I will cut out this die a whole bunch of times. I cut out one of them and it fell off. Well, that's not going to make a mask. So I did a different one, and I'll show you that in a minute. So, like I said, I'm just kind of all over the place today with these projects. This is something kind of fun, kind of different. So we'll be using these 3 wheat, these 3 back behind the wheat, and then the leaves. Oh, and then this die is from one that goes with the poppy. Painted labels. Okay, so Simply Elegant trim is for the bow. So since that's right here on top, oh, I know what was going on here. We used this for the wedding invitations. I don't know why there's knots in it. But I'll do a double or maybe triple bow with this, kind of staying with the gold theme. I don't know why they were putting knots in this. Oh well, remedied that. Okay, so if ever you want to do a double or a triple bow, I have a video and I could send it to you. Or you could scroll way back. It's like one of the first one of the first 5 videos that I did. And that's just because everyone asked me, how do you do that? But right when COVID hit, that's when I started doing the videos. So it's way back there. Okay. So we're done with that. Whew. It's getting a little fancy. Turn my phone off. It's going to ding. Okay, I'll put that away. Painted labels for that die. This I'm going to do on the inside, and I didn't do any of this before. Like I said, today is just kind of playing in the stamp room. So, take all these little pieces out. I should probably quiet my phone. I have class today. Class is boxes. Boxes for gift giving or organization. That's something a little different too. I don't know if it's going to be a hit or not. I know I certainly like my boxes. Okay. So let's get to building the card. You know what, before I go too far, I'm going to stick together these bits of wheat. So on the back of the wheat, right down the middle. Okay, I'm going to turn my phone off. And then this just lays right on top of the gold. Probably shouldn't do it on there. Now smush it down really good in just a minute. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Oh. Another one. So do you play Wordle? Emma, Michaela, Tony, Jessica, and I, we all play Wordle. And yesterday Emma said, why don't you just do a group text? Because we always tell each other how many tries it took us, and I don't want to send it to 5 people. So I'm thinking, that's what's going on over there. I got it in 4 tries. I got it in 5. I failed. And for all of you Wordle likers, did you know that there is quad Wordle? And there's also oct Wordle. And it's pretty much the same but different. Kind of fun. Okay, so fold the base paper in half. These pieces. Okay, and these are inside parts. This is on the outside. Can't wait to show you the paste. You've probably done paste before. And if not, we'll do it today. And then you'll want to get some. So this piece is going to be stamped first. Here's a stamp. Okay. Okay, enough of that. Airplane mode. I should have done that before. Okay, so I'm going to do soft suede all over this stacked stone background stamp. And I'll use this on the other project too. Then soft suede. You're like, wait a minute, soft suede on soft suede? Yeah. Comes out just a little bit darker. And because I don't like to get my fingers dirty. Oh, I didn't get the bottom corner. Bottom corner done. Done. Clunk. So this card is really different. It's very rich looking. These dark fall hues. I kind of like it. I'm kind of liking it. And this goes on with dimensionals. Lots of dimensionals. Lately I've been very generous with my lots of dimensionals. Okay, and let's see, how are these pieces doing? So, does that look crooked? That's better. So these are going to get dimensionals too. They kind of look like little insects, huh? Have you all had a lot of stink bugs? That's too big. Oh my gosh. Like those ones, we didn't know that they were stink bugs. We certainly knew they stunk, but we just called them shield because it's like they have a big shield on the top of them. And they just get into like the door cracks and they're ready to come in all the time. But maybe I just have bugs on the brain. Even Bo knows, don't, that bug, there's no need to bark at it, there's no need to chase it because that bug is just a mess. Wheat, wheat, and wheat. Okay. Then these leaves, as I referred to as bananas before, come in two sizes, big and small. And I'm going to start with the big and just put glue at the bottom and try to get it to go up over the wheat so it looks like it has some dimension on it. I could just stick it down flat, but I like how that turned out. Okay, and just the bow on top. This is looking a little crazy. I was going to use just liquid glue, but because it's being a little extra crazy, I'm going to start out with a glue dot. That might help control it a little. Hoo-wee. Isn't that pretty? You know how I like to put glue in there. It's going to hold it, no matter how windy it gets. A big old puddle of glue. Okay, so the outside is done. We're doing it. And for the inside, I'll do it just the same as this one. Yes, the big wheat bushel. So that's going to go in soft suede, Stamp off. Soft suede. Stamp off. Stamp off. Stamp on. Oh, I didn't do the die cutting before. Isn't that pretty? Oh, did you see the card that we did yesterday? With the big wheat? Thinking of you? I think this is my favorite. With the hue of petal pink behind it. But I do like the pool party too. Isn't that just pretty? Simply elegant. White and gold. Okay. May your heart be filled with gratitude. That's nice. And that's going to go full strength right over the wheat bushel. Okay. So now just do that bottom part. So to do that, I'll put this right here at the bottom. And I'm trying to get the peaks and valleys lined up, because I know that I'll get a partial of one. Put it down a little bit low. Okay, hold on. Lick it. It's like a disaster over there. Like a mound of lovely products. Okay, so inside, see, it's like we already did one project. Right up at the top. And I'll put pictures on my blog and the paper cut sizes. And I'll do that soon. Not today, have class. Maybe tomorrow. Glue, 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 glue. Oop, there's a little piece I need to punch out there. Just try to get most of it. I'll get that in a minute. So this just fits right back into there, and I'm dropping it just a little bit low so you can see the detail. See the piece I need to get out of there? Like, you should have pulled it out. I have a plan. The plan is called Snips. I didn't put glue on it. All right. Okay, so this one is almost done. You ready to do the embossing paste one? Ready to show you. This morning, it's time to wake up, and I thought, oh, today, because I had everything all lined out here ready to go, today I get to do these two projects. We're getting crafty. I had to trim these off, but I'm going to let that glue dry a little bit more. Isn't that just nice? I like this one. Okay. I might be able to trim it now. Okay, that one's done. So, here we are. Embossing paste, a little bit of coloring. Look at the stacked stone in there. Just a hint of that. Okay, so over here I love this ribbon. So let me do a double bow in this stuff. Since it's right here on top. Are you looking at that thinking, what is that? First I thought, let me do the embossing paste on the espresso panel on here. I was like, that just makes it too busy. So then I thought, let me do the embossing paste on the background. And first I did it without the background. I was like, well, yeah, that's okay. But by accident, I did it on a corner of, when I was testing out the background, just a little paper. I was like, oh, that's really pretty. But this one was just the plain white. And I thought, well, what if I try coloring the embossing paste, which we'll do today. And I colored it using espresso because I wanted it to be kind of monochromatic. Oh my gosh, it probably would have been pretty. But I have it sitting here off to the side. You ready to look at it? And before I show you this, think of it as chocolate. Sparkly, decorated chocolate. Don't think what you're naturally going to say. It's chocolate. But that dried overnight. And you know, it might be pretty on there, but let's just stick with, instead of espresso, let's stick with Sahara sand. Yeah, okay, so these are my, nah, I don't like it. Because when you put this on top, it gets too busy. But you can make your own mask just by using the die. See how I cut out all those little wheat pieces? The only thing is when you make your own mask, it's like a one-time use. Because, see here how the paste filled in all the little details? Like over here, so it's just a one-time use. So, that goes in the file. This goes in the file. So the mask, it's like each year Stampin' Up! Comes out with different masks, and I've got lots of masks. And I don't think any of these are even current. But if you wash them off really good, you can use them over and over. Like this one, I could see that wasn't washed very good. I'll probably have to take like the kitchen scrubby brush to it. So on the sample, I used this one, which is really pretty. But I want to try something a little different, so I'm thinking this one. But you can make your own mask, or use old ones. Embossing powders, or embossing paste. Sealed up really good, but you know what? Not good anymore. Silver, I could tell by the weight of it, it's gone. And I can't even open it. And I don't think, we don't even have silver anymore. We just have the matte white and the sparkly white. So, brand new embossing paste. This is just the plain white. So if you have it, I'd suggest putting it in a bag, sealing it up tight, and maybe double bagging it. So let's get right to, you know what, I have too many papers. Let's get this started, and then we'll do the paste. I'm going to do the paste at the end because you really need to clean it good as soon as you can. I have so many things here. Okay, that's done. These are inside pieces. This is on top. Let me build these little things. So for this, you need a partial dimensional for the wheat. And I colored it in with the blends. Partial dimensional. And that can be at the top. I'm just trying to make it look a little bit more 3D. And then just a little glue at the bottom. So that'll kind of make it like pop up. And coloring in the wheat, the big one, that big bushel, ooh, that must be, that's tiny. Tiny bits of coloring. I guess unless you color the whole thing one color. But that's why I went with the class project as just the gold embossing, because then you don't have to worry about coloring it in. It's too detailed. So this will go in here. Okay, and then the bow. My scissors have dimensionals all over them. If ever that happens, get your adhesive remover, and that's all it takes. Then they'll work like a charm again. Okay, so that is done. Let's get to the embossing paste. So I'll use this embossing template and a silicone sheet. And another template or another silicone sheet. And Stampin' Up! Sells these little knives. And you don't need much paste. And you know, when I was doing the sample, I was purposely trying to leave some areas without the paste on it, just so it would have that vintagey feel. So you could do that if you like to. And I'm going to put this in another bag, just because. Okay, to get it sparkly, whatever glitter you have, I don't know why I have so much of this glitter. Gold glitter. And a drop of re-inker. Maybe. And that is Sahara sand. And, see the drop? Just kind of mix it. And it doesn't have to be fully mixed, because if it's a little bit marbled, that's pretty too. And also when you start spreading it, it will get mixed. I'm going to try to get some of that glitter. Okay, here we go. Oh, hold on. Bad timing. Because it dries really fast. But there's a cool effect when you do this background. The paste kind of reactivates the ink in the stamp. You'll see. Okay, it didn't dry too much. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, here we go. And just a thin coat. And like I said, I'm not aiming to get 100% coverage. Ooh, has kind of a funny smell to it. Mask, just like that. And where I went off the paper, I know there's a big old clump of paste, so I might go and try to pick that up. The paper will kind of stick to the mask because it's wedged in there. Okay, so unfortunately, because it dries so fast, I need to take a minute to clean this up, but it's probably good for you to know how to clean it up. Look at that. Is that fun? Okay, I'll let it dry a bit. So to clean it up, you could take it over to the sink and scrub it, soap and water and your brush. But because I don't want to go to the sink, and it's like no matter how fast you are, there'll always be a little bit of residue on there. Okay, that's clean, but this here, it's gold glitter everywhere. And one more pass over this one, and that should be good enough. I just want to make sure there's no paste in the fine details of the mask so I could use it again. Okay, that is good. Okay, so we did the mask, and with the mask, while the paste is still a little bit, there's moisture in it, just go along the edges, because if I were to flip it over, can you see right there how the paste is hanging on even though it's not on the paper? So just kind of to brush that off. You can leave it on if you want, but it might imply that your paper, your suede paper is imperfect. Can't have that. Okay. So, let's see. Because this is wet, it's probably not going to want to go on. Oh, I could use liquid glue. That would hold it. Well, Stampin' Seal, this stuff is strong. And you could, there's so many different ways you could do the embossing paste. That one I put the glitter in it and colored it with a re-inker. But you could go in so many different directions with coloring it and different colored glitters, whatever you have. Or even some chunky sequins. Okay, so you know how I just about forgot to stamp the background, the stack stone background? Look what happens. I'm hoping you could see this, where the embossing paste kind of moisturizes the stamp, the ink, and wherever the stamp was, the embossing paste is now a light suede. Like you could really see it up here. Oh, you could really see it right there. But just kind of fun how it does that. And it did that with the other one too. I'm like, what's going on? I like it. I like it. So I know that's still wet. When I put this on with dimensionals, it's going to not want to stick right away. But if I give it time, like while I'm away for the day, it'll dry. This goes right in the middle. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so for the inside, simply thank you for all you do. So let me stamp the wheat in Memento, because I'll color it with the blends. Okay, and then I like those words. Oh, Bo is having a nightmare. And then to do the stacked stone, take this, just as it is with ink on it. Make sure that the edge of your paper is parallel with the stacked stone pattern. Just put it on there, and it's kind of like a stamp off. And there it is. Okay, and then the coloring for this one, I used 4 colors. I used Soft Suede Light and Dark, and Daffodil Delight Light and Dark. And a few of you have commented, I don't mind you coloring. I'm happy you finished it. So I'm going to take a minute to color it. And then assemble it. Hey, because I did that stacked stone background right there, you can't tell when I go out of the lines too much. Yeah. I guess I'm trying to rush. And I will be putting 4 colors onto this wheat. I know it's excessive, but it looks good. So because this card didn't work as my thank you card, I had to come up with something else. I have so many new sets. I should just use, I want to use them at least once. Do you ever do that? You have a new set, you have all kinds of ideas, and then a little while later you're like, I didn't even use that. Suede light. Okay. Daffodil dark. And this is just going to be on the wheat. I'm trying to leave a little bit at the top for daffodil light, but fill in the rest of it. So if you're watching still, because some of the videos, it says average viewer duration 8 minutes, 5 minutes. So I know that all of you aren't watching, but thank you for sticking with me on this kind of play date, just trying new things. And I hope you're inspired and you try the paste and masks. And you could even use blending brushes and masks, and you can make your own. You could use those over and over because they won't have paste globbing them up. Vanilla. I don't use vanilla much. Usually like 90% of the time use white. Okay, here we go. And I'll take pictures, put them on my blog. So if you want to see things close up, if you're recreating or just wondering, how did that ink from Stacked Stone, how did it kind of show through the paste? Ooh, imagine if you're doing like a pink card and you put white paste on it and the pink kind of showed through. Oh, that would be pretty. Well, I like pink too. Okay, so there it is. 2 beautiful projects. I love them. And thank you for watching to the end. I hope you have a great day. Bye.